decisions in my life. People telling me what's right, but I'll make my own way. I wish that they could see half as clearly as I do, but they never see it all. 'Cause every step that I take, I wipe my footprints away. I make my choice and I pave my way, and it makes me who I am. After all they say, my reflection still remains. You can push me around or put me in my place, but I'll never stay there. Understanding my life, why I am, may take some time. 'Cause every step that I take, I wipe my footprints away. I made my choice and I paved my way, and it makes me who I am. After all they say, my reflection still remains. You made your choice, you played your game. Now you're on your own again. After all you say, my reflection still remains. They let you in from your disguise. Once you're in, you never give in until you see the light drawn from their I made my choice and I paved my way, and it makes me who I am. After all they say, my reflection still remains. You made your choice, you played your game. Now you're on your own again. After all you say, my reflection still remains.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope you guys have had a good start to your week and that you had a good weekend as well. So, opening with Art Not Commerce. That's one of my songs. If you want to check out any of my music, head over to wingsofpegasus.com/music. But yeah, lots of requests for that over on Patreon tonight. So thank you guys for requesting that as the first song. So, things to get out the way to begin with. I did say a few months ago that Blue Oyster Cult were going to be playing in London, and I said that I would go down to that show because Buck had invited me down, Buck Dharma, who is part of Blue Oyster Cult, if you don't know. So anyway, that was on Sunday. It was on Sunday. Yes, it was on Sunday. I'm losing track of the days. But anyway, that was on Sunday. So, on Saturday or Friday, I can't remember what it is. But it was sold out, and Buck managed to get me in through the back door in order to watch the gig. So a massive thank you to Buck for sorting me out and allowing me to come down and watch the show. I took a couple of pictures, but I always forget to take pictures, which isn't very good. And this is why I don't really work very well with Instagram, because I know people, when they normally go out, they take lots of pictures and upload it to Instagram and, you know, say things like, oh, this is me eating a burger or something. They take pictures of absolutely everything. But it's not in my nature to do that. Like, if I'm watching a show, I'm watching the show. So anyway, I have got a few pictures, and Buck sent me a picture as well yesterday, which is great, so I can show that. He's got me out of jail. So yeah, I was doing that on Sunday night, and it means that everything, I'm just trying to get my head around where we are, what we're doing, and it is Tuesday night. It is live stream time, so at least for the next hour and 5 minutes, I know what I'm doing, and then we'll get back to the craziness of, trying to get things organised for this week. But anyway, hello to you guys in the live chat room, and thank you for joining me tonight. Let's give you guys a shout out in there. We have Susie Q, Tammy, Pink Thistle, Sue, Melody Rocks, Michael, Laurelie, PM112, Billy, Diamond Girl, Deborah, Suzanne, Lisa, Laurie, Tammy, Rose, Angela, Daisy, Karen, Melody Rocks, Bob, Lisa, Laurelie, Bernadine as well. So yeah, hello to you guys, and if you could hit the thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be very much appreciated, because tonight we're going to be aiming for 450 likes. Seems a bit high, but that's what we're going to be aiming for anyway. If we do hit that target, we're going to be having Phil Jam number 238. And, oh, quickly before I forget, when I was out on Sunday, I did get recognised a few times, which is always a little bit weird. But, yeah, people are very nice, and they say that they watch the channel. And there's one guy who said that he watches the channel all the time, and I said that I give him a shout out on the live stream. So Tom, here you go, here's your shout out for, you know, what I said on Sunday. So there you go. But yeah, great to mingle with people that might watch the channel in real life, and yeah, great to see Blue Oyster Cult still rocking away. And at the moment, I mean, the thing is, their schedule is, I mean, a bit crazy, and I think Buck says it's a bit crazy as well, because when they, and this is probably the reason that I didn't take pictures, or maybe didn't have time to take pictures, is after the show, they then had to leave, and this was the London Palladium that they're performing in, so they had to leave the London Palladium to then get their flight from Gatwick, and anyone who's been to Gatwick knows what a pain it is to get to. So anyway, Gatwick Airport, London Gatwick, even though you think, well, is it really London? So yeah, they had that journey to make to London Gatwick, and then I think the flight was like 4:45 a.m. So yeah, considering that if they're finishing performing, what, 11, half 11, then they've got to drive to the airport, get themselves organised, get on the flight, and then get to Oslo. And then, I mean, I'm assuming when they got to Oslo, then try and get a little bit of sleep. But they were then performing in Oslo on Monday night. 7 o'clock were the doors there. So, yeah, I said to Buck that it is a bit of a crazy schedule. And he said, yeah, that they're all running on empty. As you would do, like if you're traveling throughout the night, and then you have to try and get any sleep that you can, and then do a show that evening. Not that good for vocals, resting the voice, and that kind of stuff. I did say to Buck that we'll have to have a chat on the channel later in the year about touring, and sometimes the demanding schedules and what you have to try and do. So yeah, I think this week they've got either 4 or 5 shows, which is certainly intense. So I hope that Buck is all right in getting through them. But yeah, so very demanding times at the moment. But it was great to see them rocking out on Sunday. Right. So I can see that there have been donations. I have to get all of this stuff up on screen because, first of all, my patrons who make this all possible in the first place. So thank you guys. You know who you are. And their names go across the bottom of the live streams on a Tuesday and a Saturday. And they are the foundation of everything that I do. So, yes, thank you guys for all of the support over on Patreon. If you want to get involved yourselves or never miss a notification for a video, then you can head over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus, because you can go over there for free and yeah, you'll get notified for all of the videos, which is certainly a talking point at the moment with everything. I mean, it's really interesting to see things on my channel at the moment where the viewing figures are, I'd say, higher than average, and maybe 3 times average. So I know that recently I've done a couple of videos, and I think the one on Sundays had over 60,000 views now. So that's getting out there quite a lot. And the previous video that I did on Paul McCartney being pitch corrected in the stripped back version of The Long and Winding Road, I don't know how many views that has had, but it's had a lot of views, maybe 80,000 or 100,000, I can't remember. So anyway, because there are a couple of videos out there that are being watched quite a lot, and I'm releasing shorts as well, and other videos are doing okay. It means that the viewing figures are, like I said, maybe 3 times more than I'd normally have. But the subscribers are pretty much stuck again. So it is really interesting that, I mean, looking at the analytics, I can see exactly where it's almost like a wall has been put up. So the subscriber count, would be quite consistently, around maybe 150, 200, and you can see the line going up and down and up and down and up and down. And then you get to March, and then it just goes straight down, straight down. So yeah, the numbers really don't stack up because, previously where the subscriber count would go up and down, like I said, that's probably with less views than I'm getting now. So there's definitely something going on. And yeah, it is. I think I might address this in a future video. I think it's just the nature of my channel and what I do that, it's maybe got to a point where they've felt like they've got to limit it a little bit, or quite a lot, as to how many people are seeing the things that I'm pointing out. But I'll continue to push on. So this is why, if you do subscribe to my channel, you might have to check back a day or 2 later, because you might not be subscribed. And some people are finding that they're being unsubscribed once they've subscribed. And I know it sounds crazy, but people have been telling me that it's happened because they've been looking for it. So yeah, it would certainly explain why, I guess, if you get 100 subscribers and then YouTube unsubscribes those people a couple of days later, it means that that's going to kind of balance out your subscriber count rather than leaving it or allowing it to be what it was previously from a day-to-day basis. But anyway, we'll keep on pushing forward, and thank you guys for subscribing. And it might be the case you have to keep on checking that you are subscribed. But anyway, this is the point. Over on patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus, the videos will be there as well, and you can be there for free, and you don't have to even make an account. I think you can just see the posts on there, and you'll get a notification if you do sign up for a free account. Again, all you have to do is put in your email address so that you then get notified for each video. So if you go over there, you'll never miss a video. And I know that a lot of people are missing the videos at the moment. I mean, maybe not emotionally, but they're missing the notifications for them. So yeah, I'm still doing the videos as I normally do. 3 analysis videos a week and a couple of live streams. So anyway, we will jump into the donations, even though, as I always say, you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. And for those people that can't resist, I think it's important that you know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the Super Chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. But again, shooting myself in the foot here with YouTube by saying that you don't have to donate, even though they're urging me to try and get people to donate all the time. And I have a sneaking suspicion as to this is why. What they did in the past is they give you a channel. It's not called a manager, but it's called something else, with somebody that helps you with your channel. And when you get to a certain amount of subscribers, this is when you are given somebody that is going to help you with the channel. Now, when they say help, what they mean is try and get more adverts on your videos. So when I did have this helper person, they were saying, okay, right, I can see that you've minimized adverts on your videos. So what we can do is increase that by, 3 or 4 times. So, and I said, well, why would I want to do that? And they said, oh, because, you get more ad revenue from it. And a lot of my videos are copyright claimed anyway. So I thought, well, it's just going to make the viewing experience even worse, because the copyright claims, obviously the owners of the copyright place adverts on your video, so there are already adverts on the video, so why would I want to increase the amount of adverts by 3 or 4 times? So yeah, it didn't really make sense to me. And yeah, they were quite forceful about putting adverts on my videos. So it was something that I tried to minimize as much as possible. And that's basically what the person was there to do, obviously to try and get as much money for YouTube as possible. I think that's really what it's all down to, is that they give you a channel manager or helper to try and put as many adverts on your channel as possible when you've got potentially hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So anyway, because I said, well, no, I don't want to be doing the adverts thing, obviously I then wasn't given another manager. They used to change from one person to the next person, but I just kept saying the same thing, that I wasn't really interested in it. So then when it went to swap to another person, it went to no person. So and that's been the case for probably 3 or 4 years now. So they've probably marked my channel saying that he's telling everyone not to donate. But I think the videos already have enough adverts on them as they are. So I'm always trying to minimize them. And this is why I say that everyone over on Patreon, the people that do support me over there, they are the foundation of everything that I do, because I'm pretty sure now that I'm on a bit of a blacklist with YouTube as to not pushing people in my direction, because obviously they're going to push people in the direction of channels that are doing the super chat goals of trying to reach a certain amount of money being donated for every live stream, and the people that are putting loads of adverts on their videos. And yeah, I know that a lot of other channels do sponsored videos and all that kind of stuff, whereas yeah, I would prefer to keep it as minimal as possible. Obviously it means that I'm not getting a cut of the ad revenue that other people are getting, but I don't know, I think it just spoils the viewer experience. And I think with what I'm doing as well on the channel, it doesn't help my case that I'm doing things that the mainstream music industry doesn't really want people to know about, in terms of pointing out what's going on. So yeah, it's all come to a bit of a head at the moment, but I'll keep on pushing forward. I know that we are, even though I think we're getting severely limited, we're still getting a few subscribers that are getting through the net. So thank you guys for subscribing, hitting the thumbs up as well. Like I said, if you can hit that thumbs up, it would be very much appreciated, because we are at 292 likes so far. So that means that we are looking for 157 more likes. That's what I'm going with. That's what my head has told me the figure is. So we will jump into the donations in the PayPal window first, or maybe the Super Chat window. Another thing to report is that for some reason today, I don't know why, but my wisdom teeth on the right hand side have decided that they're going to go hell for leather, as if there's a time limit as to when they have to, grow through the gums and everything that they're coming through. So it is a bit of a pain, because it feels like there's almost like a lump here at my jaw, but obviously you can't see anything. And I don't know whether wisdom teeth cause anything to swell up, but it feels like really kind of solid around here, and obviously, you know, chewing and eating is literally a bit of a pain. I did have a couple of paracetamol before starting the live stream, so hopefully those will kick in. But this is, I mean, I know the reason for it, and anybody that doesn't know about wisdom teeth, even the dentist that I saw years ago, I was saying about I was getting a bit of pain in my wisdom teeth. Oh, and I went to the dentist either last week or the week before, and yeah, they generally just have a look around and say, well, nothing's changed. So then they say, see you in another 18 months. But just for safety, I always generally go once a year for them to look at my teeth. So I know that it's not you know, a bad thing, that it's just, I know the wisdom teeth feeling because I've had them come through on the other side as well. But yeah, just this kind of block that feels obviously uncomfortable and very, I don't know, it's very awkward all the time. It's like a dull ache that's happening. Obviously, they're trying to move through it, and I think they might be pushing into the other teeth. At least that's what one dentist said years ago, that my wisdom tooth is maybe coming through at a bit of an angle, but it should come through and kind of straighten up. So yeah, we've got a lot of pushing going on. Anyway, I was going to say about the trivia that I said to the dentist years ago that, oh, it's the only pain I have really is my wisdom teeth coming through, and that was kind of on the other side. And then the dentist said, oh, well, yeah, that can happen. And, I mean, what are they there for? You know, no, she just said nobody knows. But I said, well, I can tell you why they're there if you want to know. But I'm not a dentist, but you're the dentist. But I'll tell you, yeah, the reason for them. So anyway, the reason that wisdom teeth come through is because we used to eat a lot of meat. We were carnivores. Our ancestors used to be chewing through tough meat all the time throughout their whole lives. So it meant that our teeth literally wore down. So the wisdom teeth came through as the backup teeth for where the other teeth have worn out. So that's what those are all about. The only problem is that we've advanced as a race way too quickly, so we're still getting all the things that our ancestors needed when they had a diet of eating meat all the time. And now when we're having soup, the body still says, oh, hang on, you're going to need more teeth to eat this soup. So yeah, they come through. Even you know, people might even be vegetarian and never really eating anything that's challenging, but still the teeth will come through, and that's what I've got at the moment. So yeah, that's just something that we all have to deal with. I don't know whether everyone's wisdom teeth come through, but mine certainly. On one side it came through years ago, but I have had a few years off of not feeling anything, so this is maybe where the right hand side thinks that they've I don't know, missed the opportunity to come through, so now they're rushing to do it. So yeah, a bit of a pain. Hopefully it'll be all right, just a bit of paracetamol and then it'll die down. But yeah, anyone who's had wisdom teeth pushing through, it is a bit of a pain. But anyway, enough of that. Right, so let's get into the super chat window because there have been donations in there. Thank you for this, Karen, $10 donation. The message is, hello from California, Phil. Sorry to hear about the crash at the soccer club parade. I hope nobody you know was harmed. Was this a team you were involved with? So thank you for that, Karen. And no, this is Liverpool, which is up north. I'm around London. So you've got, as a basic outline, you've got London, which is in the southeast of the UK. And then you've got kind of Birmingham is almost in the middle of England. So Liverpool and Manchester are in the north of England, and I'm in the south of England. So yeah, I wasn't affected by it. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's weird because on the news here that they're showing footage of it and the person that they arrested, and yeah, he's been arrested for attempted murder. And this is the other thing, that thankfully, miraculously, nobody was killed. And I think maybe 20 people, something like that, are still in hospital, but they're apparently all doing well and they're all stable, and nobody, fortunately, got critically injured or anything. And anybody that doesn't know, it was Liverpool Football Club, who won the Premier League. And that's quite a big thing. So it meant that they have a victory parade through Liverpool. So it means that thousands of people come out to the streets and the team go through on a bus, like a double-decker bus, and they're waving to all the fans. So there's, thousands of people there, and roads are cordoned off so that cars can't get onto these roads. But what happened was somebody was having a heart attack, and an ambulance had to get through in order to obviously get to the person. There are thousands of people there, so they moved the barricade to one side so that the ambulance could get through to treat this person, maybe taken to hospital. But a car came in behind the ambulance, so it got through the barricade, and to begin with was going really slowly. And then people are obviously saying, what are you doing? Because there are thousands of people, so there's no space for a car. And I think they started knocking on the windows or trying to ask him, and then he reversed quite quickly at somebody, but thankfully they didn't go under the car. They managed to kind of jump out of the way, and then he went forward slowly and then just accelerated into I don't know how many people were injured, but it might have been between maybe 70 and 100 people. But miraculously nobody was killed, and thankfully there were a lot of police and ambulance people on site, so they could start tending to the injured immediately. And but crazy. I mean, they've said on the news that he was arrested for obviously attempted murder, but driving under the influence of drugs as well. So but we'll see. And it wasn't a terrorism thing. I saw an interview with a guy who was actually at the Ariana Grande show, which is, there's a terror attack here in the UK, and it was at Ariana's show, and the person they're interviewing was at that show and was injured in the blast, and had metal screws put in his hip and all this kind of stuff. And unbelievably, he was there now where this car's going through a crowd of people. So he was being interviewed, and of course he said, well, I thought that it was going to be lightning striking twice, that it's going to be another terrorist thing that he's involved with. He managed to get out of the way of the car, thankfully. But this is everyone's first, I guess their first instinct is that it's a terror thing, and that this is one of potentially lots of different things that are going to go off. So everyone went running off, and there was one guy that owned a pub there, and he opened his door and everyone ran in and they locked the door. So a very scary time. But thankfully nobody was killed, amazingly. So we'll see what happens with that. But thank you for that, Karen. And it is such a shame that it was a time for celebration, and kids were injured. This is the stupid thing, that kids and parents are just out to celebrate kind of winning the league, and then you get some idiot like that who's running into them with a car. So we'll see. But I hope that, being arrested for attempted murder, it's got to be multiple attempted murders if you've hit 50 people. So I'm hoping that he gets put in prison for a very long time. So anyway, thank you for that, Karen. And like I said, it is such a happy event and time, and then somebody does something like that, and it's makes it into such a tragic event. But again, thankfully, I think everyone is agreeing that it could have been so much worse, that thankfully nobody has been killed. But thank you for that, Karen. And Paul has donated $5 and says, let's have fun tonight, please be sure to spike those likes, all y'all rock. So thank you for that, Paul. Great idea. If you could hit that thumbs up, that would be great. 103 more people we're looking for by the end of the live stream to hit the thumbs up. Then we'll bust out the guitar and have Phil Jam number 238, which is the correct number. Orlando donated $2 as well and says, rest in peace, Rick Derringer, dead at 77, hit thumbs up in his honor. So thank you for that. And I didn't know about this previously, or at least I didn't manage to see what their headline was, but I did see a picture of Rick just on the internet, but it was just on a page that then there's another page that loaded up, so I didn't see what it was to do with, but thank you for that, Orlando. And Orlando donated $5 saying, terrible tragedy in Liverpool. As you say, we live in a crazy world. So thank you for that. Sue has donated $9.99. Thank you for that, Sue. And the message is, let's all wish Susie Q a very happy early birthday. So thank you for that, Sue, and happy early birthday to Susie Q. I hope that you have a fantastic day whenever it may be in the future, but I'm assuming it'll be this week sometime. Thank you for that. So Orlando's donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Orlando. Again, the message is, can you shed light on what a roadie does for a group or individual performer on tour? So thank you for that, Orlando. Now, I mean, it depends how much you are doing, because sometimes you have a sound tech or sound technician, and sometimes the roadie does that as well. So yeah, it just depends how it's set up. But generally, a roadie does all of the heavy lifting and getting everything on stage. Like, say, for example, if I had a roadie, it means that if we were traveling to a particular, and I've never had a roadie, so I've had to carry my amp and equipment everywhere myself. So if you're going to a show, say that you're traveling in your tour bus, then everything, when you arrive, the roadie and the crew are going to be getting all of the gear, setting it up on stage, and they're setting up everything so that they know exactly how everything goes. So they know where your pedal is, how you like it to be set up, you know, all the connections that you need. If you do have maybe foot pedals that you're using or effects change that you're using, that'll all be set up as well. But it depends how much they get involved. Like I said, it can vary, because you might have someone who's very particular about their setup, and I would be one of these people. So I would always be just double checking everything is exactly where it should be. And it really, again, when you're about to play live, you're relying on either the roadie or sound technician, if you have one, to tune your guitars. And if you do have multiple guitars, to tune those guitars, because you might have another guitar that is tuned differently for a particular song. So it means that you're outsourcing everything that takes you time before a gig. It's all set up so that when it's your time to go on stage, you go on stage, you grab your guitar, and everything's ready to go. So you don't have to worry about it too much. And it can even be the case that you can have the roadies. I mean, a lot of them are musicians themselves and will check tuning, but not only that, check levels and check the effects are all working. So they'll put on a guitar or the guitar of the person that they are working for, and they will play through riffs, and they will just make sure it's all set up. And I'm sure maybe if you've arrived at a gig really early, you might have seen this, where there are just people on stage, just crew, they look like crew members that are playing riffs on the guitar, and they're looking at all the setup, they're changing things, and, you know, putting mics in front of the, you know, speakers, cabinets. And yeah, it could even be the case that they do all of the instruments in terms of the sound check, getting the levels at least kind of roughly right. I mean, a lot of bands still do have a quick run through of a song just in a sound check to check the levels, but it really depends on how much time is available to do the sound checks, and it might be something that the crew have to do previously. But like I said, a lot of musicians are very particular about how they want to sound, what they want the levels to be like, and when they go on stage, they want to know what the mix is going to sound like in their in-ears. And again, this is something that is probably one of the main reasons why you go and do a sound check as the band, is the band have to be happy with everything. You can have the crew members go and, you know, they might play drums, they might play guitar, they might play bass and keys, and they're balancing all those levels. But when you then play on stage, more often than not, all you can hear is whatever you're in front of. So, and when you're in front of, say, your own amplifier, it might be quite a long way behind you, so you might not even hear what you're playing very clearly. So this is why with in-ear monitoring systems, you can have those levels set at a particular volume, because if you're leaving that to crew, again, there could be one guy who thinks, oh yeah, that's a good level, and then you put it in your ears, and then it's way too loud. So anyway, this is why bands will still do their sound check, but then everything else is just set up and taken care of. But it's lifting heavy gear. That's got to be, I think, the worst part of just gigging in general, when you're having to lift your cabinet, which isn't light, up and down stairs, and sometimes quite steep stairs that are really narrow, so you're having to kind of take your cabinet, hold it to the side, and do yourself an injury just trying to get to the venue. So it can be a nightmare. If other people are doing that, then great. But anyway, thank you for that, Orlando. And Timothy has donated $4.99 as well, and that is a straight up donation, so thank you for that. Right, let me jump into the PayPal window, because first of all, Cindy donated £20 last time, but for some reason it didn't show up, so I'll just address that. There was a message with it that said, happy birthday to your mother tomorrow, which was Saturday. I've heard quite a few people describe Benson Boone's live performance of Bohemian Rhapsody as pitchy. I thought it sounded fine. Do you think this comes from people being exposed to too many pitch-corrected vocals? So thank you for that. And I mean, it's always, unfortunately, it's always going to be the case now. The more prevalent pitch-corrected vocals are, the more the bar is being set at an impossible level. So when somebody does genuinely sing live, it means they're never going to reach that level of somebody who has been calibrated to A440. But it's just that people don't know that the person's been calibrated to A440, and that's why they are always perfectly on lines and singing notes perfectly. So when you then hear a natural voice, it's obviously going to be less accurate. So unfortunately in the future, and this is why I'm keeping on with the videos that I'm doing, because I think we need to accept the human voice for what it is. Otherwise, we're going to be in this really weird future where nobody's actually ever singing naturally. It's just making a noise and then just tuning the noise. So you think, well, is that really singing? It's not really. That's just sampling. It's not a skill of learning to sing and hit pitches accurately. But anyway, the other thing about that particular performance of Bohemian Rhapsody, what I will say, I have been asked to look at it, but the thing that I would probably have to point out is the fact that Benson, when he's playing the piano, he's playing the same thing. And when I say the same thing, I mean literally the same thing. So what he's playing on the piano, we're not hearing, but we're hearing piano. So everybody knows the intro to Bohemian Rhapsody and the piano, and there are chord changes there, as you'll see when Freddie Mercury used to play it, but Benson doesn't move his hands. That they always say, and if you watch the video, you can see that he plays the same chord and does the little jump up, does the same chord, does a little jump up, plays the same chord, does a little jump up, but those three chords should have changed. As should have the jump up. So that's probably something that I would point out, that a lot of people are thinking that he's playing the piano there, but I'm not sure why he's not playing the piano, unless he doesn't feel confident enough at playing it on the piano that he wanted to make sure it was just on the backing track. But then I think he then gets up from the piano and the piano continues. So the only reason for that to be possible is to have it on the backing track anyway. But maybe it's just a visual thing that he wanted to sit down and kind of pretend to be playing it. So as for the vocal performance, I'd say that we need to start normalizing natural voices again, and great natural voices. Because that particular performance, I think, it was great. So people saying that, it wasn't very accurate and all this kind of stuff. It's like, well, but you're comparing it to something that is false. You're comparing it to now a new normal that is abnormal. So a bit of a shame. But anyway, Nicole donated £20 as well. Thank you for that, Nicole. The message is, hello, bonsoir, Phil. I wish you a great week on your channel. All my supports for the victims of football club attack in Liverpool. Very sad vision. Luckily, there is Wings of Pegasus. Kiss for you and rock for all. So thank you for that. And Kevin has donated 71 pence. So thank you for that, Kevin. And the message is rest in peace, Rick Derringer. So thank you for that, Kevin. Karen's donated £5.30. So thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, hi, Phil. Today you put a smile on my face with your short on Sir Paul McCartney. I'd like to share a quote from Ludwig van Beethoven. To play a wrong note is insignificant. To play without passion is inexcusable. Do you agree / disagree with this quote? By the way, you'll never be on my blacklist. Many thanks for all you do and for being you. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that. And I mean, yeah, I think most musicians and artists would agree with that, you know, sometimes I say about the great guitarists like, you know, Jimi Hendrix and Gary Moore, when they'd and Prince, when they got right to the edge of that precipice of playing, that's where all the great stuff happens. And at that point, that's where you'll get, you know, an occasional open string ringing out and other notes, you know, accidental harmonics, all that kind of stuff. But it's all in the feeling and the expression of the playing. That's what you hear. You don't hear all these incidental parts that are going on in the background. So, yeah, absolutely agree with that. Millie has donated £70.64. So thank you for that. Very kind donation. And the message is, so Phil, do you have any gigs coming up? Do you still play with any bands or just produce your own music? Still loving what you do. Thanks for the entertainment and the intimacy of the website conversations. Love it. So thank you for that. And at the moment, I haven't got any gigs coming up. The problem that I've got is that I do everything myself. So yeah, it's all full on trying to keep everything organized with the channel and with my authentic vocal project as well, which I'm hoping to add another artist to this week, because I'm, you know, and I had the Blue Oyster Cult thing on Sunday, so everything from then has been pushed to another day or have to be done on another day. So yeah, every day is full on. So yeah, getting out there and playing live. I mean, I've played live for very many years in the past, so I feel like I have been playing live for a very long time. So yeah, like I say about lifting a gear everywhere, yeah, is a bit of a hard slog when you do that for what, 15 years, something like that. So yeah, but if there is something that does pop up that is an opportunity or something that I think is going to be worth doing live, this is the other thing that I've done loads of gigs in my lifetime, and a lot of those experiences are in my real life stories. There are a lot of gigs that are very poorly organized, badly promoted, all these different things, and I'm only going to get involved with shows and gigs that I know are going to be well organized. And yeah, probably only things that I would be personally involved with. And there was something that was potentially going to happen last year with Taj Farrant over, I think it was in Chicago maybe. But then, yeah, the problem is being so busy. It was then getting the visa in order to go over there and to synchronize everything to play with Taj. But then we've said, right, well, when Taj is here in the UK, we'll do something together. So, you know, when there are opportunities to do something, then obviously I never say never, but I need to know that they are going to be well organized. So this is it, that I've had too many gigs in the past that I've been a part of that I've thought, well, this is really kind of, first of all, depressing, but a waste of everyone's time because people haven't done the most basic things correctly. So this is it. Yeah. If there are gigs in the future that are, you know, something that I think is going to be worth doing, and certainly something with Taj, I think definitely would be, because I know Taj and Brandon, his dad, and I know that they make sure everything is organized as it should be to put on great shows and have great sound and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, what else was there? Oh, was it Tom Odell's Legends? And there was a YouTube channel that I was invited to play on as well, and that was all going to tie in with over in the USA, but again, yeah, that didn't happen. So, but this is it, that when I know that things are going to be organised properly, then yeah, I'm up for it. The only problem with that was getting over to the USA and juggling everything that I do here on the channel. And yeah, I think a lot of people assume that I have a team, but I don't. It's me doing everything myself. So that's why with Authentic Vocal and the channel and doing the videos, answering emails, and just trying to get everything organised is a 24/7 thing. So anyway, thank you for that, Millie. And Orlando's donated £5 as well. Thank you for that, Orlando. And the message is, Billy Joel recently cancelled his 2025 tour schedule due to needing to recover from an illness. Aside from refunding the ticket buyers, is it a tremendous monetary loss for promoters, marketers, and venues? Is there insurance to cover the losses? So thank you for that. And I mean, again, I can't speak with any authority on this, not knowing the agreements that are in place to cover such events. So with obviously with the tour, if you said that you're going to be touring in 2025, obviously money has been put into promoting that fact, and it means that potentially is unfortunately going to be money that you might not see anymore unless you have taken out some kind of insurance for the tour. And whether illness would be covered by an insurance company, again, that's something in the contract that I wouldn't know. But I would probably expect that an insurance company would only cover things that are an act of God, as they say. I don't know how you really classify that. But things such as storms or hurricanes that might cut out electricity at a venue and all that kind of stuff. So that I think might be covered by insurance, but it'll be interesting to know whether illness is covered by insurance as well. And if it is, obviously they'll need medical records to show that it is all the genuine reason for a cancellation. But I think the cancellations, I think fans understand it, like especially with somebody like Billy Joel. I think fans will understand that, if he's ill, then you've got to take time off, because it's not the same as, somebody that might be in their teenage years or early 20s where, they might be able to bounce back a little bit more quickly. I think fans, know the reality of touring and singing and how much of a toll it will take, but also the, just being ill and having to recover from that is really important, because people and fans will understand if you cancel one tour because you're ill, it's to recover so that you can play again in the future. If you're ill and you tour, you might do irreparable damage to your vocal cords because you're forcing yourself to perform when you shouldn't really be performing. And then you say, oh yeah, guys, this was the last year I'm ever going to perform because I've done myself in. I should have taken some time off and just got back to it and been a little bit more reserved with maybe getting back to live performances as well. The problem is, like I said with Blue Oyster Cult, some of the schedules are just crazy, but that's the deal being with a record label, that they want you to play as much as possible and make as much revenue as possible. So they're not worried as much about resting your vocals and just staying well. So it's always that difficult balance between those two things. But anyway, I will get into the pictures. Right, it is 8 minutes to midnight. So things have moved along. But if you could hit that thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated, because we're looking for 53 more people to get involved before the end of the live stream. But anyway, thank you, Orlando, for that donation. And just quickly, Karen has donated £2.12. So thank you for that, Karen. The message is, hi, Phil. Love your haircut. It's the first time I've seen your eyebrows in some time. Another Beethoven quote. The guitar is a mini orchestra in itself. Thanks for this happy place. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that. And when did I have my haircut? I think it was last Thursday. It might have been. I can't remember. But yeah, I can actually see now. So that's always a bonus. You can still see at the side here, these little bits that do like to curl up. They're kind of doing it, well, they're doing it on the other side as well, so at least it's the same kind of thing going on. Not that I go for that style, but that's just what my hair does. So, thank you for that. Did I reference Timothy's $4.99 donation? I'm not sure, but thank you for that if I didn't reference that earlier. Now, should we have a look at these pictures? We'll get into the cover video for tonight. Then we'll get into these just few pictures that I've got from Sunday night. And then, I mean, we are looking for what? Oh, we did get a bit of a spike of the likes there. So we are looking for what? 37 more people. So if there are 37 more people out there, if you could hit the thumbs up, that would be great. And we'll bust out the guitar after this cover video and after the picture corner, which is just going to be a Wings of Pegasus picture corner for tonight. And it is Just Got Lucky that's won the vote as tonight's cover video. So we will jump into this. I hope you guys enjoy it. My version of the Dokken classic. Of course, I don't know whether it's considered a classic, but I call all of my cover videos a classic of the featured band. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you after. Rock!
Just Got Lucky by Dokken. Let's do this. Rock!
have it. That was my version of the Dokken Classic. Just got lucky. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And thank you for requesting that. And I don't want to miss a thing over on Patreon. Now, I did see in the live chat room, somebody said, I don't know, I can't remember which words they used, but, oh, here we go, he's gone through again. It's great playing by the side, oh, I can't say that. That's why Phil isn't on the radio, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Okay, so, yeah, well, thank you for watching my live stream. And, yeah, this is the thing that the cover videos, I mean, that one is from... I don't know how long ago, but many, many years ago, probably 15 years ago plus, I was asked to do different cover videos. So people would request a particular song, and that song I would then play from the ground up. So everything that you hear, as I put at the beginning of the videos, is me playing everything and building it up from the ground. I don't use backing tracks or anything like that. So yeah, this is it. Whatever was requested, I did that. I also have my own music, and that's Wings of Pegasus. And when, like, I have been played on the radio quite a lot actually in the past, but I'm not really interested. It's just me doing everything. So I don't have a team. I'm absolutely fine with making money from my music through my website, because I have my CDs that people buy, and I have my downloads. People download different songs and my album as well. Some people buy signed albums, which I send out from here. So I'm quite happy selling my music online and making a living from doing that, and doing the analysis videos. And I have taught guitar for 20 years. So I'm quite happy educating as much as I can. I've also, learned to sing from scratch as well. So everything that you see with my covers and my music is, me doing everything, but also me learning to sing. So that's, I hopefully have done all right, but this is the thing. And, if some people might think that what I'm doing isn't very good or whatever, I'm quite happy with it, which is the most important thing. But also then, everyone's free to do their own covers. Like if somebody wants to do their own cover of a song and build it from the ground up and, sing and put it onto YouTube, or their own original music. Like I'm sure that the person commenting is a huge selling artist. And if you want to go to wingsofpegasus.com/bio, then you can see what other people are saying about my music and saying about me, because I don't think it's for me to say that, oh, I'm amazing, my music's great, but you can have a look at some of the people over there and see what they're saying, because they certainly have sold a lot of records, and a lot of them are multi-platinum selling artists that seem to like what I do. And again, it's not about fame for me, and this person isn't successful because I don't know them, I don't know their face. There are plenty of very successful people that aren't very well known, and there are a lot of amazingly talented musicians who I guarantee you've never heard of, but they are still amazing. So it's not about fame. It's about just doing what you do, being an artist, and people can not like it. That's fine, because there will be people that do like it, which is great. And I don't think I'd be in the position that I am now if people didn't like what I did. So there you go. The proof is in the pudding. So anyway, thank you guys for getting us, I think, very close to, and there it is. We've hit the target for tonight. Phil Jam number 238. And for reference, this is another thing that people might not appreciate on the live streams is when we hit the target for the likes goal, I'm going to be jamming over a track that Joe has sent me. And these tracks are random. So anyway, when somebody says, oh, I didn't like the backing track for the jam, I've got, I don't know what it's going to be. So again, this is part of the challenge of being a musician, is playing over a backing track that you haven't heard before and just trying to come up with something melodically. Because, I think that's the ultimate test of, being able to extemporize and come up with melodies rather than, you know, playing along to something that's very much pre-rehearsed. This is the thing about cover videos, is they all generally have a particular solo, like that one from George Lynch, that everybody knows. So you learn that solo and you play it as closely as you can. But this is now going to be shooting from the hip, because we have hit the target for tonight. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up, and we will bust out the guitar. I think we're already zoomed out. The red dude will tell us. There is red dude. He's told us that we are zoomed out. So it is Gem tonight. Yeah, Gem. Oh, lots of gain apparently. Some tempo changes. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, sometimes when we have, you know, time signatures that go all over the place, it's got a little bit less of a flow to it, obviously. But, oh, photos! Right, let me just check that this is... Yes, it is! So, right, let's jump into picture corner. What am I doing? I think it's like that. Oh, hang on, let me get the music going. Right, so now officially in picture corner. So we'll start with, oh, here we go, and scroll down a little bit and move this into the middle. Oh, so anyway, this is the picture that Buck sent me yesterday, was it? I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, Buck just sent this to me just via text message, because yeah, he can use his phone all over the place, which is great. So here we go. This is obviously Blue Oyster Cult and London Palladium, May 25th, 2025. So this is on Sunday, and I am going to be in the right here in the background somewhere, but my face would be so pixelated that you won't be able to see me anyway. So let me try and find the pictures that I took. Now this is the problem, that this particular picture was actually probably one of the best ones because my camera's not very good and it's quite dark and it was struggling. So here's me sitting down in the London Palladium doing a thumbs up. So there you go, and that's what I looked like. So this is it. When I do go out, I tend to look a little bit different. I have a smart kind of get up on, shirt, leather jacket, whatever. But that was me on Sunday, just to prove that I was indeed there. So that's I only remembered really to take that picture of the other one, and then forgot to do everything else. So there you go. But yeah, if Buck hadn't have sent me that picture, we wouldn't have had that one either. But yeah, great show, and yeah, guys severely rocked out. And it's actually a really cool vibe at the Palladium on Sunday night. Everyone was really into it, and yeah, just great playing and great show all around. So anyway, that is that. I'll let you guys know, obviously in the future, as to if Buck is going to be on the channel, and we might try and organise something for it later in the year. But we will see. What are we doing? We're going to get ready for the Phil Jam, so let's skip that. And we need to click on this. As for the levels...
This is what we've uploaded?
I'm going to skip the advert. As for the levels, you can let me know, as always, in the live chat room as to what's going on. But this is melodic, heavy metal backing track in G minor. And this is from Dope's Tracks. Or Dopez Tracks. It's Dopes with a Z. So D-O-P-E-Z. And then Tracks. So, right, we'll jump into this in a second, because Orlando donated $2 and said, 485,000 followers. Can't be wrong. You're the best, with some rock horns. So thank you for that, Orlando. Right. I'm going to play this and see if I can actually hear it. Good start. Oh, here we go. Oh! 80s metalish. Can you hear this? problems with the levels. have it. That was it. Straight into an advert. So that was it. That was melodic heavy metal backing track in G minor from Dopes Tracks. Dopes with a Z. So, yeah, there we have it. I was having a few issues there with hearing the backing track, and then the backing track was actually too loud, and my guitar was too quiet, and yeah, trying to balance it was a bit of a pain. But we got there in the end. It is what it is. It's just whatever happens, happens, and that just happened. So anyway, thank you, Joe, for sending that my way. Thank you, guys, for hitting the thumbs up and ensuring that we had a full jam at the end of the live stream tonight. And Diamond Girl donated $5 and says another great jam. Thank you, Phil. So thank you for that. Stevens donated $20 as well. So thank you for that, Stephen. And the message is excellent with a thumbs up. So thank you for that. And Sonia has donated $20 as well and says, "You rock, Phil. Thank you for being you." So thank you for that, Sonia. And I'm just having a look in the live chat room. Morris says, "Now that is live." Yes, it literally was live. Yeah, I mean, if anybody wanted to try and fake that, I would say, well, good luck to you, because such random playing going on. But yeah, it was what it was. Hopefully some of the notes fitted in some places. So Yeah, thank you guys for the donations. Like I say, you don't have to donate, but they are very much appreciated. And Sue has donated £20. Thank you for that, Sue, in the messages. Amazing Phil Jam. So thank you for that. And, well, I'm glad that you liked it. And thank you, Joe, for supplying the backing track. Right, and we are going to be calling things to a close now. So I'll be here with another video tomorrow night. So look out for that one. And, yeah, Friday night, another video. Live streaming Saturday night again, of course. So if you guys can join in on Saturday night, you are more than welcome. It'd be great to see you there. That's 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So yeah, I will be there then and here then. David donated $1.99 and says thanks. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you guys for tuning in as well. All that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a great rest of your week, and I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!